So you're thinking about becoming a U.S. citizen. But have you met all the qualifications for naturalization? You've had your green card a long time. Can you apply? Fortunately for you, I'm that immigration guy, and I'll answer those questions and a lot more. Welcome to my channel. I'm Brent Newcomb. If you're new here, I'm that immigration guy, an attorney focusing solely in immigration law for more than 20 years. And I've helped literally hundreds of people obtain citizenship in that time. I do want you to remember that I'm not giving you legal specific advice about your case. Every case is unique and has its own unique challenges. This is an informative video. For advice on your particular situation, please seek help from a qualified and experienced immigration attorney, such as me, that immigration guy. So, you've been considering applying for citizenship for some time. You've held your green card for several years and think now is the time. But is it? Generally, there are several eligibility requirements you must meet before applying to become a U.S. citizen. Let's discuss them. First, you must be at least 18 years old at the time of filing. There is an exception for active duty members of the U.S. Armed Forces in which the age requirement may be waived. But the general requirement is 18 and older. This requirement is established by law. Second, you must be a permanent resident of the United States for a requisite period of time, normally 5 years. I'll have a separate video going deeper into this topic later. However, the normal requirement is 5 years for most green card holders. This requirement must be met before sending in the application, although you are eligible to submit the application up to 90 days before eligibility. Remember, too, that the USCIS may deny an application if they believe you obtained your green card through fraud or even USCIS error. Just because you went through one interview for your green card and everything was okay does not mean they cannot relook at the basis for that card. While most people must hold their card for 5 years, some notable exceptions are for asylum seekers. Because they first must hold asylum a full year before permanent residence, they must then hold their card for a period of 4 years before application. There's also the marriage-based exception. Under this exception, if you received your green card based on your spouse's petition and you're still married, living together, and in a valid relationship, you may qualify to file in 3 years. There are some other exceptions, such as being the victim of spousal abuse, but these are the big three. Because the marriage-based filing is an exception and requires different documentation, I would highly recommend having an attorney assist in filing, such as me, that immigration guy. The third requirement is that you have lived within the state or USCIS district within the U.S. for a requisite period of time. The period is 3 months prior to filing. If it's not the case, they will forward the application to the correct district office that has jurisdiction over your case, and it can result in delays. And your application may also be denied. So my advice, file after you can establish 3 months in a location. Next, you have to demonstrate physical presence in the United States for a required period of time. And this concept can be a bit tricky. The typical requirement is that half of the period of eligibility must be in the U.S. For example, if you have a standard application based on non-marriage-based green card, 5 years. Now you must show that you spent 2.5 years or more in the U.S. during that period. For spouse-based, 1.5 out of 3 years. This will dovetail with another concept we'll discuss later, but the important thing that you have contributed and lived in American society long enough to qualify for citizenship. I have many clients who have been living a significant portion of the last few years abroad against my advice. Then they think they can apply for citizenship. No. You must document that there has been physical presence in the U.S. at least half of the required period. In fact, if you cannot document you met this requirement, the USCIS can also yank your green card away in a removal proceeding. The second part of this, more about the green card itself, is that you have not had any trips that are more than 6 months long. Being abroad too much means that you're not really living as a legal permanent resident. Thus, they'll look at total accumulated time as well as the length of your trips. Again, staying abroad too long without advance permission can result in termination of your green card. The fifth requirement for citizenship is that you demonstrate good moral character. I have an entire video dedicated to this topic, but the main thought is that you cannot have had bad moral character. Normally, the USCIS looks back 5 years, but they can go farther back in time depending upon the nature of the crime. Giving false testimony, committing certain crimes, even those crimes that have been expunged, can cause trouble. Other issues include failure to pay child support or alimony, voting unlawfully, false claim to U.S. citizenship, polygamy, adultery, failure to register with the Selective Service, and being in removal proceedings. If any of these conditions even remotely concern you, please seek the advice of a qualified attorney, such as me, that immigration guy. I'll be happy to help. Sixth, you must demonstrate an attachment to the principles and ideals of the U.S. Constitution. I have a very good video describing these requirements. I would encourage you to view that. But basically, you must renounce any foreign government, pledge to support the U.S., and pledge to fight or work on her behalf. Seventh, you must demonstrate a basic knowledge of U.S. history and government, as well as read, write, and speak basic English. I have a full video on this topic as well if you're interested. This ability is proven during the naturalization interview with a simple test. Finally, you must take an oath of allegiance to the United States. While this may seem daunting, I am here to help. Please feel free to contact my office if you have a particular situation that may cause an issue. In addition, please see my other videos for additional topics that may be of interest in your immigration journey. I do wish all of you all the luck in the world, but please remember, this video has been informative only. I give my clients a significantly more detailed look to prepare before going into the interview, including prep on the exam, on the full forms, and perhaps unexpected questions that might be thrown at them. If you have any issues in your case, please seek help from a professional, such as from my office. Well, in a nutshell, that's a brief explanation of the qualifications for citizenship as explained by me, that immigration guy. If you like this video, hit like below. Please subscribe. I'll be putting out regular content every few days. Share the video. Contact my office for your case. I'll be more than happy to help. And remember, that immigration guy for your future legal needs.